12 years ago, we started with perception. AI models that can understand patterns, recognize speech, recognize images. That was the beginning. The last 5 years, we've been talking about generative AI, the ability for AI to not just understand, but to generate. And so it could generate from text to text. We use that all the time in ChatGPT. Text to images, text to video, video to text, images to text. Almost anything to anything, which is the really amazing thing about AI, that we've discovered a universal function approximator, a universal translator. It can translate from anything to anything else if we can simply tokenize it, represent the bits of information. Well, now we have reached a level of AI that's really important. Generative AI gave us one-shot AI. You give a text and it gives you text back. That was the 2 years ago when we first engaged ChatGPT. That was the big, amazing breakthrough. You give a text and it gives you text back. It predicts the next word, predicts the next paragraph. However, intelligence is much more than just what you've learned from a lot of data that you've studied. Intelligence includes the ability to reason, to be able to solve problems that you've not seen before, to break it down step by step, to maybe apply some rules and theorems to solve a problem you've never seen, to be able to simulate multiple options and weigh its benefits. Some of the technology you might have heard about, chain of thought, breaking it down step by step, tree of thought, coming up a whole bunch of paths. All of these technologies are leading the ability for AI to be able to reason. Now, the amazing thing is, once you have the ability to reason, and you have the ability to perceive, that is, let's say, multimodal read PDFs, you could do search, you can use tools, you have now agentic AI. This agentic AI just does something that I've just described all of us do. We're given a goal, we break it down step by step, we reason about what to do, what's the best way to do it, we consider its consequences, and then we start executing the plan. The plan might include doing some research, might include doing some work, using some tools. It might include reaching out to another AI agent to collaborate with it. Agentic AI is basically understand, think, and act. Well, understand, think, and act is the robotics loop. Agentic AI is basically a robot in a digital form. These are going to be really important in the coming years. We're seeing enormous progress in this area. The next wave, beyond that, is physical AI. AI that understands the world. They understand things like inertia, friction, cause and effect. That if I roll a ball and it goes under a car, depending on the speed of the ball, it probably went to the other side of the car. But the ball did not disappear. Object permanence. You might be able to reason that if there's a table in front of you and you have to go to the other side, the best way to do it is not to go right through it. The best way is maybe go around it or underneath it. To be able to reason about these physical things is really essential to the next era of AI. We call that physical AI. And so in this particular case, you're seeing us simply prompt the AI, and it generates videos to train a self-driving car in different scenarios, and I'll show you more of that later. That's a dog. It said, generate me a dog, generate me one with a bird, with people. And it started out with the image on the left. And then the phase after that, we take reasoning systems, generative systems, physical AI, and this level of capability would now go into a physical embodiment. We call it a robot. If you could imagine that you can prompt an AI to generate a video to reach and pick up a bottle, of course you could imagine telling a robot to reach out and pick up the bottle. The AI capability today has the ability to do those things. Well, the computer that's where we're going in the near future. The computer that we're building to make this possible has properties that are very different than the previous. The revolutionary computer called Hopper came into the world about 3 years ago, and it revolutionized AI as we know it. It became probably the most popular, most well-known computer in the world. In the last several years, we've been working on a new computer to make it possible for us to do inference time scaling, or basically thinking incredibly fast. Because when you think, you're generating a lot of tokens in your head, if you will. You're generating a lot of thoughts, and you iterate in your brain before you produce the answer. So what used to be one-shot AI is now going to be thinking AI, reasoning AI, inference time scaling AI. And that's going to take a lot more computation. And so we created a new system called Grace Blackwell.